All right. What's up, traders? What's up, tycoons? Super excited for today's video. Giving you guys another update now. I've been on fire, okay, when it comes to picking stocks for the 50 portfolio. The last four that I picked have all been really nice gains. There's two I'm potentially going to sell sometime here soon. I'm going to break down those. If we take a look at NEP, PBR, SWK, and KMB, we can see that all of those are up significantly. What I'm actually going to do in today's video is give you guys a technical analysis update and really just share some of the things that I was seeing on the charts when it comes to the technical analysis, right? If we take a look here, right, we can see that those positions, PBR is up about 8%, right? And we have NEP up about 15%. Those were some really nice trades and some very nice profits that we're seeing very shortly after getting into those. Right now, of course, none of the content provided on this YouTube channel is going to be, investment advice. All right, whether it's legal, financial, or investment advice. It's all for informational and educational purposes. Okay, trading in any stocks, bonds, commodities, or crypto, it all involves a significant risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. So be sure to read through the full disclaimer. The two stocks that we just added here most recently, again, are NEP and PBR. If we take a look, those are up very nicely since getting in. All right, but there's a couple things that I don't really like about them, honestly, right? So I may be selling these positions here soon. NEP is going to be paying its dividend here shortly. And after I get the dividend, I may end up, selling that one. All right, if we take a look, this is the NEP weekly chart right here. And so one thing really significant that I found is this is our COVID lows right here. And then we made, new highs, and look at where exactly we bounced at, guys. We bounced at the 61.8% retracement level, which if you're new to the channel, I go over the fibs a lot and how to use the fibs to identify trend continuation, trend reversal, and identify really just the major levels of support or resistance. And we can see here, we got a very, very clean bounce off of the 61.8% retracement level and have a strong move to the upside. All right. One thing that I don't like about it though is this rounded top, guys. This isn't a good sign to me. Okay, I don't really like these rounded tops like that. That's more of a topping signal in my opinion, rather than something looking to break out to the upside. So again, this thing is going to be paying dividends here shortly. I may end up cutting that position for a short trade and a short dividend gain. This is PBR over here on the weekly chart as well. And I don't necessarily like this setup here either. Look, we have a left shoulder, we have a head, and we have a right shoulder forming right here. We did bounce here recently, but one of the main reasons that I got in both of these stocks is energy has been very oversold lately, okay? The sector as a whole, NEP is a clean energy company, and PBR is an oil company, oil and gas company, so more of your traditional energy company. And I wanted to nibble and start nibbling in some different energy stocks, right? NEP pays a very nice dividend, and PBR pays a really amazing dividend, over 50%. So, huge dividend there. I may end up holding PBR more and just accumulating at lower prices, but both of these on a more macro scale, right, on the weekly chart, don't necessarily look too great, right? We have the left shoulder head, right shoulder here. Very possible we could get a head and shoulders on PBR. And NEP definitely seems like it formed some topping, signals here over the macro, right? This is, basically the past 3 years what we're looking at. Now, I mentioned energy prices really, dropping a lot. If we look at USO, this was one of the reasons that I wanted to get in, is we ended up forming a double bottom here, holding the support level here of 60.28. And we did a good job of recovering after this, double bottom formed here. So we got a nice double bottom bounce. We're still below that major resistance level here, just below $66 a share on USO. And ultimately, we need to reclaim that area as support to have any type of, true bullish momentum to the upside. Otherwise, below that $66 range, really, things are still in a healthy downtrend for USO. If we can break through there, then we have a chance of, flipping that to support and starting another bullish cycle, right? If we look at KMB, all right, KMB was another one in the portfolio. If we take a look real quick, KMB has actually been one of the biggest winners, when it comes to these, dividend stocks that I've been looking to add to the dividend portfolio, right? KMB is up about 25%. And it's all about just, being picky, being choosing, right? Being choosy. Remember, of course, this video is not financial advice. I'm not telling any of you all to buy any of these stocks. As I mentioned, I may just sell a couple of these, but this is the pandemic era right here, right? And these are the COVID lows. And this stock recently dipped below its COVID lows. Now, I didn't buy into necessarily the bottom here. Okay, I actually waited for it to show a little bit of support and bounce a little bit and show some strength. But I really couldn't pass up on these opportunities on the pandemic prices we saw here in 2020. Essentially, if you missed out on Kimberly Clark and buying the dip during COVID, you were given another opportunity here recently, and I was able to get into there right around $114 a share. We had a very clean inverse head and shoulders forming. And that inverse head and shoulders is apparently trying to break out right now, right? We have our left shoulder here, we have the head, and then we got a right shoulder, all right? And we recently just broke the neckline here, and we saw a strong push to the upside. Now we do have this supply zone over here that we currently were battling. We fell down multiple times after hitting the supply zone. And you can see now we're getting a breakout and retest of this supply zone. So the big question right now for KMB is, does this flip old resistance and old supply? Can it flip that to new demand and push higher, right? Or potentially, is this going to, this supply zone still going to be very valid? And our price is going to come back down to potentially retest this trend line here that we have. So, that's one of the main things that I'm looking at when it comes to KMB. But, fortunately, I was able to get a good entry, down here after we saw the rebound from the pandemic level prices. Now, another one is SWK, right? And if we actually take a look at SWK in the portfolio, all right, that one's not performing as good, but it is up 10%. Again, this is another dividend stock. If you look at the dividend yields, SWK is at 3.92%, so really not bad there. And this is Stanley Black and Decker, right? So Stanley Black and Decker, very similar things. I was very attracted to it at these COVID and these pandemic lows here, right? We see it come down to test these pandemic lows, and it's really been a strong demand zone. If you look, we come down, we consolidate, we bounce a little bit, we come back down, and we keep seeing demand push price higher out of this demand zone. Now, the thing to be really cautious of is if we come back down into this demand zone, keep consolidating and absorbing these buy orders, right? And absorbing this demand, the big question that you have to ask is, will demand, be replaced, right? Are the same buyers that are buying over here, are they replacing their orders later in the future over here? Because otherwise, if the imbalance is initially caused on the buy side, right, and that's a demand zone, right, a buy order imbalance, of imbalance of demand, greater demand than supply, and it's not being replenished, then slowly but surely that demand is going to be diminished, right? Rather than replenished, it's going to get diminished, and there is a strong chance we could break below $70 if this demand zone doesn't hold up. Now, it's a very macro demand zone, and there was plenty of buyers over here in the past and plenty of buyers here since really the end of 2022 and the beginning of 2023. We're still seeing strong bounces, but that's definitely something that I'm paying attention to and cautious of, right? So that pretty much sums up today's video. I just wanted to go over, really the past 4 stock picks that we've had in the 50K portfolio challenge. All 4 of those are green, right? Not every play I have is ever going to be green, and you should never follow any of these plays. This is really just, a free YouTube video and me going over some of my honest thoughts and opinions, different things that I'm looking at. And hopefully you enjoy that, right? If you do, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel so you guys don't miss out on any of the future videos. And I'm out.